Hey everybody, welcome back to the Year I Made It podcast. My name is Madison, and thank you guys so much for tuning in today. This episode is going to be an episode of Mental Health Monday. And so, if you are new here, Mental Health Monday is an episode I do every Monday sharing something different about the world of mental health. And so, this week I actually have something that is a little bit different than some of the things that I've talked about in the past, something I did for the very first time, and something I'm super excited to share with you guys. So, last week I went on a little vacation and I went through Arizona, Utah, and Nevada. And so I flew into Phoenix and I flew out of Vegas. And so I'm going to do a separate episode talking about that trip, all the places I saw, super beautiful place. I loved it. Could not recommend enough to go and do all the national parks and see all the stuff there is to do out there. So cool, so beautiful, so fun. But what I did to kick it off is my aunt lives in Phoenix. And so I flew into Phoenix and spent some time with her. And then from there, we went to Sedona. And so I had been wanting to do some sort of like energy or Reiki healer at the Sedona vortexes for quite a while now. And so a little backstory is Sedona itself is a place where there's a lot of healing. So there is a lot of basically like ancient American burial grounds and Native American burial grounds and like all these sacred places for prayer, for meditation, for healing. There's a medicine wheel there that they've used, like all sorts of stuff. So I am determined to go to the vortexes and do like a little healing. And then I also really wanted to see either an energy or a Reiki healer while I was there, which is something that I'd never done. My sister's seen a Reiki healer before and she told me about it and I was like, oh, so cool. So I committed that I was going to do this. I will say I'm not somebody who's skeptical of this sort of thing, but I definitely did do my research because in Sedona there is so much of that out there. There is so much that you can go see, do, so many different people that are healers, so much cool stuff. So after researching a couple different places, checking out reviews, and really deciding what I wanted to do, I stumbled on a place, and I do not know if it's called Namati Spa or Namati Spa, but either way. So the Namati Spa, it is in Sedona. And so they offer all sorts of different things. They have everything from like massages and facials and acupuncture to energy healers and Reiki healers. And they actually have an energy healer named Tracy, and she will go to the vortexes with you and do a 90-minute healing session, energy healing session at whatever vortex you choose. So I saw this and I was like, oh, subscribe, let's do it. So me and my aunt, we go and we do this experience. And so we go to see Tracy, who's the energy healer. And so I picked the vortex that had the medicine wheel and that also had a couple of different stupas for prayer and that also had just like a really big tribute to like feminine energy, which I thought was just super cool. So we went to this vortex. We basically like met her at a parking lot. And then she, like from the beginning, like such good energy, somebody that was very easy to connect with, very easy to talk to. And so basically it starts with her just telling you a little bit about what we're going to do, where we're going to go, what we're going to see. And then from there, she actually goes into asking you to basically say what you want to release and what you want to call in during this healing session. So for me personally, I told her that I wanted to release old pain and I wanted to gain clarity or maybe like more understanding of like this new life that I'm in. And so I wrote down just kind of as like my like bada bing takeaway, what a captivating, healing, breathtakingly beautiful experience. So basically what I had was I felt like I had like some pain and resentment from childhood, and then I also felt like I had some unresolved anger towards really both my marriage and my divorce. And so whenever I got divorced, I was with my ex-husband since I was 18. And so whenever I got divorced, basically like my entire life and identity were tied up in this marriage. And so whenever I went to create that new life for myself, it was really hard to kind of unravel a new life and then create a new one. So I basically knew like I wanted to just like kind of like finally release like all of that like old life vibes, just let it go, heal, not be angry, not be frustrated, just let it go and move on to the next thing. So I really felt like I was able to do that in this session. It was super cool. She went through really kind of calling out and knowing a lot of the things that I had been struggling with, what those looked like. And then she also basically like talks to your spirit guides for you as well. And then tells you what your spirit guides are doing for you, what your next chapter of life is going to be like, what your strengths are, where you should focus your time. Super, super cool. And so this is a 90-minute experience. Me and my aunt did it. And so the one thing I will say is I am so glad I did it with her. It was so fun. We both really enjoyed it. But also it was like there were a lot of dual messages, if you will. So there would be times that she was kind of speaking to my aunt and then would say things that also resonated with me. And then it was really cool because we were both able to kind of go through the experience together, but also get one-on-one, like individualized attention between us both having separate energy readings and different things like that. And so whenever I left, I had like a lot of clarity, and that was super exciting for me because I haven't had clarity in a long, long time. And so when I left, I had just like a lot of clarity about what my next chapter was going to be like, what it was going to look like, what it was going to feel like, and really how to embrace this new chapter of life that I'm in. And that's really definitely what I was seeking. And so I feel like I did that. And then I also felt like I was able to release a lot of pain and anger. And she definitely spoke to that a lot, which was super cool because it's always interesting when you go to something like that and the person just like knows like what your soul's wrestling with. And you're like, holy shit, how did you know all of this? So that was really cool, really validating. And I really enjoyed the experience. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because it was my latest kind of like little mental health journey, which like I knew I wanted to see this healer. And then I also kind of combined that with like going to therapy like a couple days after. And so talking to my therapist about what was there, what I felt, what I worked through. And so that was super cool as well. So definitely something I would recommend. Had the greatest time doing it. And if you can do it with somebody that you love and somebody that's also maybe kind of looking to heal or whatever that looks like, it's a super cool experience to do together. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys for this episode of Mental Health Monday. Was just a little bit about my energy healing session, how it went, what it looked like, and really what I enjoyed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have done an energy healer or a Reiki healer, drop your comments below. I would love to know what you guys' experiences were like, or if there's somebody that you think would benefit from hearing or seeing this, please share it with them. Like, subscribe, comment, and thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of Mental Health Monday. My name is Madison, and happy healing, babes.